shoes sinking down. And anyway, we did our pregame stuff, and we're in the little locker room they gave us right before the game. And I think it was Coach Hudson had like a sword or something. And I don't remember, are they the dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were going to be dragon slayers that morning. And obviously, last not seconds, we all know the story, but it was a good experience. I hated that we lost, obviously, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, they actually won state that year, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So 8 seconds away from a state championship, essentially, if we look back. But yeah, they were a very physical team. I think it was kind of questionable at the end. The clock stopped for some reason, and it shouldn't have. But yeah, it was a heartbreaking loss. We were pretty much in Louisiana. Don't know why we were playing them anyway.
We'll see it from here.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a close game. It really came down to the wire.
Thoughts to these guys? What would you give them as advice to a playoff game? Do you treat it like a normal game? Do you not? What would you advise these guys as they head into the playoffs on Friday night?
The most important thing I could say is to soak in every single moment, because it's going to end. You don't know whether it's going to be this week. You don't know whether it's going to be in the state championship, but it's going to be over at some point, and I can guarantee you're going to look back and wish you would have soaked it in a little bit more from practices Monday through Friday. You're going to miss all of it. The bus rides, the camaraderie, the support of the community behind you. I mean, you're never going to have this again. Whether you go to college and play or don't, high school football is always going to be the best football you'll play. So just keep that in mind. I treat it like any other game. You know, y'all have been balling out all year. I know Coach wants to keep you humble, but y'all are obviously the kids on the block right now, and anyone's scared to face you, including Dardanelle. I mean, you were a block field goal away from being undefeated, so especially with that kicker y'all have. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, go ahead.
I'll just say leave it out there. Like John always said, you don't know when it's going to be your last, so just go out there and give it everything you have, and hopefully that call ride back, you get to sleep and just dream about not what you could have done, but what you did, that kind of thing. So I would really say just leave it all out there and soak it in.
Yeah, I think it's good advice. I was reading something this week. Coach Johnson always says tennis is a lifetime sport, but I read this week that football is not a lifetime sport. Once you get through playing, you don't play independent football. But football is not a lifetime sport, but it's a once in a lifetime experience. And I think that's the best way to sum it up. It becomes a brotherhood. So, good advice, guys. As you head into a big game Friday night, those guys have been there. And as we said, 41-7, 3 conference championships, 4 playoff victories. I forgot to mention this. At one time, they won 26 regular season games in a row, which was the state record at the time. And so they had quite a 3 seasons. In those 3 seasons, they won 33 games in 3 seasons and 41 games in 4 seasons. So that's quite a run they took us on. Well, we'll see you guys. I'm sure Friday night, if you're not there, we'll be probably watching. So, thanks, guys. Jaden Zabi, John Raleigh, Hinchy. Thanks, guys. You know, in the locker room, Coach. I got get you motivated. All right, head coach Christy Fran. I don't know if you know this, Coach, but your mom and dad are watching in West Monroe, and they don't like the sound. So that's what we need to do if you're trying to fix the sound.
Heather's getting the text that it's not very good right now. So.
Okay. Coach, another really good performance by the Yellow Jackets on the road. Talk about the 52-30 win over Ozark.
Really, I mean, they came out, or our guys came out fast, and goes back to our senior leadership. I mean, going on the road, big game. Ozarks played well all year, and I think we turned around, or they turned around. It's 21-0 pretty quick. So, coming on for our offense, our defense shut them down the first few drives, and just kind of shocked them right off the bat. But just got great senior leaders right now, and leaning on those guys, and going to keep leaning on them for the rest of the year.
I don't think we talked about this during the week, but I thought a really impressive two-game stretch, 2 road games, 2 difficult teams, 2 road trips, and you beat Greenville 41-7, you beat Ozark 52-30. I'm not sure if you've seen a better 2-week on-road trip than that.
Yeah, it's kind of got us prepared. This year, we're going to have some big games on the road again, and just kind of lined up this year where all our really tough teams have been on the road, which is going to prepare us for the playoffs. So that's a good thing.
You know, when I saw the schedule before the year started, I didn't really want to see those 2 tough road games at the end, but now after we played them, I think it's really toughened them.
You know, playing on the road anywhere is tough, but this senior group, it doesn't seem to phase them right now, and we're worried about Fountain Lake, but you know, it's going to help us down the road also.
Another fast start by the offense. I think I say this every week. They scored their first 3 possessions of the ball game, jumped out to a big early lead.
Yeah, you know, we had a good kickoff return, I think, right off the bat, and then just kind of drove the ball on offense, had a couple of big plays. Offensive line had some big holes, and then second drive we get the ball, and just kind of saw some stuff on film they did wrong. We snuck Sam in at tight end, did a little motion, and hit him wide open for like a 75-yard pass, touchdown. Then, of course, our defense held them next to drive, and then we just kind of marched down, kind of methodical drive the next time, and put it in the end zone. So it was big.
Yeah, it took about 1:54 to score the first touchdown. A pass to Rylan Jones, a long run by Zach, and then sets him up for first of his 3 touchdowns. I really thought you kept them off balance too with your play calling, as you said. Kind of snuck Sam in there at tight end, and really kept them off balance. Looked like they thought they were going to stop the run, and we couldn't throw the football. Is what it looked like. But they got it. You know, once they saw us, we do have the ability to throw the football.
We do, and I think Brody is like 75% percentage this year, completion percentage. So probably one of the best I've had as far as being, you know, very efficient with the football. But yeah, we came out, played hard. Super proud of our guys' effort. And, looked good.
And once again, it seemed like you used the no huddle at the right time to keep Ozark able to substitute.
Yeah. They stuffed us a couple times down there, but when we were down there. But yeah, anytime we can go fast, it just kind of hard for them to substitute, or it's really hard for them to line up. It's hard for them to get a blitz. I like doing it on our sideline, so it's a long way from their sideline trying to get a blitz called or get them lined up right. And I kind of try to get them on the ropes there and keep them on our sideline a little bit.
Ozark got the ball to start the second half, scored, cut it to 31-22, went for 2 with a chance to cut it to 7, stopped them on the 2-point conversion, but after that, you scored 3 straight possessions to put the game away. Seemed like your offense really were able to bounce back quickly.
Yeah, I mean, just again, that's kind of being in the fire. They, you know, bad things are going to happen during the game sometimes. You know, and it's how you respond and how you react to it, and you know, holding them on 2-point conversion and going to score again just gets kind of big, kind of deflates them a little bit when you do that. I thought our kids are doing a really good job at that right now. You know, football, especially high school, is a game of momentum, man. It just, if you got it, you're good, and then you just turn around and then they got it. So you got to get it right back.
Talk about the defense, really solid. Ozark came into the game had scored the most points in the conference this year, the leading offense in the conference. I thought the defense played really well. The linebackers did a really good job of, I think, getting through traffic, being able to make the tackles against a really run-heavy offense. Briar Gedberry had a great ball game. Sam had another interception.
I mean, Briar's playing extremely well. I think he had 19 and a half tackles, or almost 20 tackles, a bunch for a loss, which was huge. Anytime they pulled, he was in the backfield. And, I mean, it kind of goes to him. He's always playing scout team linebacker against us, and we pull every play. So he not always go try to make the tackle, but he's always reading. And, I mean, that's great for young guys to see a senior in there watching the guys pulling, and he knows where to go. So anytime they pulled, he was tackling them in the backfield Friday.
Yeah, I think he got the quarterback on that two-point conversion from behind. And so good to see Derek Infante back. He was 7 on 7 on extra points, had a 29-yard field goal, and had another kickoff into the end zone.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it kind of starts with Keegan Jones. He does a good job, has snapped well all year. Brody holds it, and then Derek does the rest. But, man, I need to go back and count how many field goals, extra points and field goals he's made this year. It's tremendous, his numbers, and to have him back as a weapon and kicking it in the end zone. He was still a little sore, so we only did it once, but we needed it a few more times. But they had a couple of big kickoffs with the little starburst that they were trying to do, but we tried to adjust to it and kick it on the ground and bounce it around so they couldn't do it.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about the playoffs, so we let you go. This Friday night will be the 23rd appearance by the Yellow Jackets in the playoffs. The first one dating back to 1970. Yellow Jackets been in the playoffs for 10 straight seasons. That extends a school record. Jackets are 9-3 in games played at Jim Tumilson Field. And Coach Dufran, you've coached 18 of those 22 playoff games. You also have all 10 playoff victories. You were here in the early days as assistant coach before you took over. Did you ever dream we'd go to the playoffs 10 years in a row?
Not really. But, you know, there was always potential there. And I'm going to tell you, we really just started in the weight room, and kids really worked hard, especially those first few years. And now it's just kind of, they don't know any difference. That's just what we do. We live in the weight room. And, you know, I think it showed up huge Friday night. We were the much stronger team on the field. And we were in shape. You could tell they were getting tired Friday, and our kids complain about 2040s and what we run, but it definitely pays off on Friday nights when the other team's tired and you see them with their heads down. And, you know, weight room and conditioning have been huge to get us there.
Well, we got Fountain Lake this Friday. I watched just a little bit of film on them. Looks like it kind of just a wide open spread team going to throw the ball over the field. I know in the past we've kind of enjoyed playing those teams, and we've got a really good secondary this season also that matches up well. Talk about what we're going to see with the Fountain Lake Cobras.
They got a really good quarterback. He's very efficient with the football. They got two really, really good receivers. So we're going to try to take them away a little bit, make them do some other stuff with the football, and not let those two guys beat us. So they're going to chuck it around. You're going to see a bunch of balls in the air Friday night.
It'll be a little different. Our conference is pretty much run heavy. We haven't really seen a whole lot of spread teams. But if you like to see the ball thrown around a lot, come out Friday night, Jim Tumilson Field. Hopefully we'll catch as many as they do. So we got a really good secondary with a lot of interceptions this year. Before we let you go, the plan for the rest of the week, what's the practice days and the setup for Friday?
Yeah, I mean, just normal football week. We're trying to treat it just like every week. Tuesday, we're in the weight room before practice. And then we'll just do our regular, you know, offense, defense days, a little bit of special teams. Wednesday's a big special teams day, a lot of team. And then Thursday, just kind of put it all together. We call it Perfect Thursdays, and Friday go win.
I can't let you go without, what are your thoughts on these two, John Riley Hinchy and Jaden Azabi. What do you remember about those two?
Probably John Riley is the, the broke collarbone. I mean, obviously, always played hard. He was a little bit injury prone, and we prayed him up his senior year. You're not getting hurt this year, and he didn't. He made it all the way through his senior year, so really enjoyed that. Jaden was just a gutsy player, played guard for us, played linebacker. Probably my biggest memory of him is intercepting it. I don't remember who it was and running it back. That was always exciting, getting to see guys do that. So.
Now, Jaden, I got to ask this. The fans want to know this one. What was your first thoughts when young Jaden knocked on your door to take Livy out on a date?
That was interesting. I'm going to tell you, I really tried to run Jaden off, and I'm glad I wasn't able to, because he's been a blessing to me and my family, and super proud of him and little Izzy. So glad I didn't run him off.
Yeah, we didn't mention Izzy, future Yellow Jacket linebacker, and so we'll have him up. And I tell these guys all the time, and I tell Trevor and Ruben and them, I can't wait till you guys start coaching Pee Wee football. I'm going to be at every game. All right, that's head coach Christy Fran. All right. Yellow Jacket football players, Briar Gadberry, Creed Brown. We'll start with those two. Brody and Colton and Derek on deck. Just talk about your initial thoughts on the Ozark game, and you might talk about just that 2-game road trip with Mina too. Really impressive 2 weeks for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, we went into Ozark knowing that they were in the #1 scoring offense, and we knew that it was going to be a tough game. So throughout the week, we really, emphasized we have to come out strong, and then it just happened. Went out, offense scored 21 straight, defense held them up, and then went into half up.
Yeah, it's really just 2 weeks in a row. I went into it, and I know a bunch of us did, thinking we were going to play a close game. And just to go in there and roll those guys was just a great feeling.
That's Briar. The offense has been so good this year about getting off to fast starts. I take a lot of pressure off the defense when the offense goes out there. It's 21-0 just right off the bat almost every game. But you guys really set them up with good field position too.
Yeah, so it definitely does take a lot of pressure off, because that first possession, you're like, man, we got to get a stop, or else the offense is going to feel that pressure to feel like they have to score right now. And with them doing that, 2 weeks in a row, it's just very helpful, and the line does what they do, and everybody does their job. So
Talk loud, guys.
Yeah, it just makes it a whole lot easier on everybody not having to play from behind. When you can go out there and get a lead early, it just makes everything way easier.
You guys have basically become road warriors too. Is that something you even think about, or you just going to go out and play your football game no matter where you're at or who you're playing against? Or does you take a lot of pride in going on the road?
it's just, for me, it's one of those things. You just go out and play football. It's almost like you're in the backyard playing catch whenever you're little, or in Pee Wee playing at home for the Super Bowl like we did our 5th and 6th grade years. So it's just playing football.
Most of the times when we go on the road, we'll have more fans there than the home team will. So everywhere we go feels like a home game.
Friday night, Pryor may have had his best single game ever until this week maybe, but he had almost 20 tackles. And a lot of fans don't know you've been kind of banged up to you, not maybe fully 100%, but what an effort the other night. And talk about, and that was a run-heavy team with a lot of extra blockers, a lot of traffic to get through. Talk about that.
Yeah, so watching film all week, I knew that they liked that counter play and the rest of the plays, but the counter especially. And I knew as soon as that guard pulled, I knew the play. And Skolarski, I'll give it to him. He's a great player, and I think that's a huge reason why they couldn't get much set up. And I mean, it's just one of those things you watch film and you learn.
Yeah, I mentioned on the broadcast of the night, it did look like y'all had a great film study during the week because you were not really fooled by anything that they did all night. And so, but yeah, great film study and great job by the coaches. Get you ready. Creed, talk about the offense. What was the plan going in? Because it seemed like you guys really kept them off balance. The run, the pass, the no huddle.
Yeah, we do. If we just went out there and played our game, they'd have a hard time stopping us. That's what we did. O-line played great. Backs did great. Brody did an awesome job throwing the ball. We're just playing really good football right now, and we got to keep it up.
All right, talk about going into the playoffs. You guys are seniors. You've been in the playoffs before, and talk about that.
I mean, this is something never really thought this day would come, but now it's here. Ever since we lost that game to Dardanelle, it's kind of been like a mission. We're like, if we play them now, we think we can beat them. And we know the only way we can do that is if we go play them in Little Rock. So it's like we're on a mission right now. We just got to get there.
I completely agree with Creed, and because I mean that loss, sucks, especially coming off with it ending in a blocked field goal, and it's definitely a mission, and we want to get there.
All right, that's Briar Gadberry, Creed Brown. You can see them Friday night at Jim Tummelson Field, first round of the playoffs. Colton Warren, Brody Dufran, Derek Infante. No Derek. He's probably at the field kicking, right, Coach? These two guys had a big night on offense, and as the Yellow Jackets rolled up 52 points on Ozark, 41 on Mena. I think that's 93 points on the road. A lot of teams will do that at home, but you guys did that on 2 really long road trips. And talk about the Ozark game, guys.
They're a really good team. I kind of honestly wasn't expecting us to come out there and just go ahead and put up 21. That was a great feeling, especially playing offense and defense. Just gives you kind of something like a little bit more confidence out there, especially playing defense. Just go out there, play harder for offense, and just keep scoring and scoring. And overall, I thought it was a really great game.
Yeah, they were a super solid team. Like the whole year we've been watching them, and it was like super crazy seeing Ozark winning like all these games because obviously last year they weren't the best, but they got a lot of new players out, and yeah, they were super solid. I was nervous all week coming up to the game, but yeah, we showed up and we definitely played hard, and we all played for each other, and we weren't selfish at all.
A little trivia question: the last time the Yellow Jackets went to Ozark, 2014, the Yellow Jackets win at Ozark. The quarterback of that night was Fielder Dufran, and the quarterback Friday night was Brody Dufran. So that was our last 2 trips to Ozark. Talk about, does it take a lot of pressure off? You start out with a pass to Rylan Jones and then a quick run by Zach Hunt and Gonzalez. You kind of punched them in the mouth really early.
Yeah, it takes a ton of pressure off. All I had to do was just throw a quick little bubble to Rylan, which is pretty much just him turning around, and Rylan did the rest. So yeah, it's definitely a good first throw. I don't have to really unleash one past the line of scrimmage. So yeah, it definitely takes a lot of pressure off.
Talk about what Ozark tried to do in the secondary, Colton, against you and Sam.
Yeah, Ozark, the corners, they honestly didn't really line up very close to us. And every time the ball was snapped, they were steadily just backpedaling. So that was pretty easy for us. We were able to get hitches, 5-yard stops, just some almost guaranteed 5 yards, 3 yards every time. And if we're able to get that, we're steadily just going to be able to move down the field. And with them backpedaling, it was just really easy. And I think it was probably easy for Brody to see and just let us get open.
Talk about the pass to Sam. Sam comes in, he's a wide receiver. He lines up at tight end. and talk about that. He was so wide open, probably a lot of pressure to deliver the ball to him, but you made a perfect pass. He caught in stride. I call those catchable balls. You made it easy for him to catch.
Yes, sir. That play was actually drawn up that week specifically. Like, we've never ran that play, or we've ran kind of a similar thing with a tight end, like Wyatt scored on a similar play. But we sent the wing back in motion, and pretty much all I had to do was watch the safety over the top, and if he ran with Harold, then I knew Sam had a pretty good chance, and if not, then I was just going to throw it to Harold really quick. But yeah, that safety, he chased Harold, and the only one left to guard Sam was like a defensive end, and he was a pretty big boy, so pretty confident in Sam, and yeah, that was just a good drawn-up play for sure.
Yeah, Sam looked like a sprinter on that one. Once he caught it, it was like running the 100-meter dash. Colton, talk a little bit about, well, I was going to say, we ran that thing, I think we ran that play later in the game, and they held Sam for about 10 yards by the jersey down there. But Colton, talk a little about, once again, the Yellow Jackets secondary. You guys were great again. Even though this team was a little bit more run-heavy, they did not mind throwing the football, and they really would like to lull you to sleep and then beat you. But you guys seemed like y'all were really alert all night.
I mean, yeah, that's the main thing. We knew that they were going to run the ball that week, watching film and everything. Our main thing was every run's a pass, and I think they might have done that one time where running back or wing back or whatever, it was on the opposite side of where I was, but he was going to act like he ran it, and then he threw it. But, I mean, we were really just planning on, every run's a pass, making sure we stayed with our guys, because you never know. We don't want to give up a big play from that, especially since, I mean, they were doing it 3, 4, maybe 5 times in a single game. And, I mean, that's something we really keyed in on. And, I mean, they started running it a lot, and we tried to get in on the plays as much as we could. And then we just had to be really aware, especially if they went with a pass, and I thought we did really well with that.
Yeah, that's a really key point. The coaches have talked to them this week. Every run is a pass, because Ozark they may run 10 running plays. Here comes another running play, except the running back pulls up and throws a pass. So you always had to be alert, and you guys are really good in the secondary. We picked off another pass again on Friday night. Now, this week, though, we'll probably see the first real spread team we may have seen all year. We'll talk about that. You guys in the secondary will definitely have to be on guard on Friday night.
Yeah, yes, sir. They got 2 really, really good receivers. I mean, we're going to have to just focus, like Ken, really hard this week at practice. I mean, I'm really excited. I bet all of our other secondary is really excited. I mean, it's a chance for us to actually get a little bit more action, because passing the ball, I mean, I think we all love to defend it, get a chance to make some big plays, interceptions, just help our defense out, and then just get the offense back on the field.
Brody, thoughts on the playoffs? You guys have been there before. Anything different for you this year, or it's just taking care of business?
I don't think anything's really changed, like as far as regular season and playoffs. We're taking it 1 week at a time, and we know how much this game matters. But we're gonna really put in the work in practice this week and make sure we come out with a win Friday.
Colton, your thoughts on being in the playoffs one more time?
I mean, it's a really special moment just knowing I'm there with my brothers just one more time. I think our kids, just win as many games as possible, but I think the big thing is just playing as a team and just giving it all out there, because you never know whenever it could be your last football game. And, I mean, I think that's a big thing for all of us. I mean, we're just going to lay it all out there on the line, and we'll just see how the game goes from there.
Well, that's Colton Ward and Brody Dufran. You can see them Friday night at Jim Tumleson Field. And I say it every week. From the first week we started this show until now, the kids have been the stars, and they were great again tonight with their interviews. And I see Trevor out there. Trevor was on that 2016 team, right, Trevor? Made the playoffs. We went down to 2014. Hey, come here, Trevor. Trevor was on the 2014 team. That's the other team that went to Thanksgiving weekend. And they suffered kind of a disappointing loss to Pottsville at the end of the year. So they got a bad seed. But we won a couple, or we won one, and we headed to Pine Bluff Donaway to take on the #1 team in the state. And Trevor, tell them what happened.
I don't remember. I got a concussion.
We
You
scored
tell
2
me what
touchdowns in the final 6 minutes, and we won.
You remember way more than I do. I can tell you that. But yeah. So who did we play first? Highland.
Played Highland in a really tough game.
It was very cold at Highland, and we handled them pretty good. And then the Pine Bluff game is consequently what we're all famous for in town, I guess. The coolest thing, we beat them. That was awesome. But the coolest thing was we drove home from Pine Bluff all night, and there was like 200 people at the auditorium waiting on us. It's just an awesome place to live. But the Pine Bluff game, I remember, I think we stopped to eat, and then we stopped at a gas station, and something I had there upset my stomach really bad. And I think it was a mix of nerves and gas station food, but I threw up on the sidelines, and I played not very good, and I was in and out, but they were huge. I mean, like mammoths, and so big that they could hardly move, but it took so long to get around those linemen that the play was over by the time I had gotten all the way around that guy the size of that pool table. But awesome play by Fielder, Cannon, Court. We watched that all the time. He threw it deep, caught it. I mean, it's just one of those games that you just, it's hard to remember every play, but just the feeling of going down there and winning was amazing. And I do remember that watching that clock just tick down. Every second was like 30 seconds, and it just would not go to 0. And we're all just holding our breath, and it finally did, and we shuffled off the field and won. But the playoff mentality is different. I remember when we won, I thought, great, I get to get beat up for another week. This sounds like a bad deal, but you can't have that mentality. You gotta remember that it's all ending really fast, and just really work hard, get in there, and leave it completely out there.
I hope you guys heard that. 2014, those guys, and it still pops up on my Facebook, that game and those plays, and they still talk about that, and that's why it's a brotherhood, and you guys will be talking about this stuff 10, 20 years from now. And so, but yeah, that was a huge game. Yellow Jackets beat Pine Bluff Donaway, ranked #1, beat them 21-20, and as Trevor says, kind of soak it in as a big playoff game on Friday night.
Yeah, well, that's what Jaden and I were talking about. You always know the scores and the dates, and me and Jaden were trying to hash out today at work. We don't remember what year, the score, who we played, and so we're kind of trying to remember all that stuff, because that stuff's not important. It's all the relationships you end up with at the end. So when I'm playing golf with my buddies, we talk about the Pine Bluff game and stuff like that. So that's the fun part.
Thanks, Trevor, for being here tonight, and I know you'll be in the stands Friday night.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Trevor's got some future Yellow Jackets already ready to go. A few years we'll be calling him Coach Dawson. Well, we want to thank everybody for coming out. This will be the final show of the fall. We'll have some dates in the spring. We'll talk some basketball and things like that. But wanted to thank some folks. Want to thank Tim Smith. Not sure if he's still here, but Tim's been here almost every show, I think, but one. Want to thank him. He gave us all the support. I got to thank